I have seen your change. I've seen changes popping up on my screen, so I know you've been doing stuff. So what's going on?
So I spent part of the day researching pickle files and trying to implement the pickle file solution of separating the pre-processing data into one Python notebook and having the analysis or the exploration in a separate notebook.
Okay.
And that didn't really work out the way that I wanted it to. Because I know our goal was to have all of the pre-processing in one file, where in the exploration file we could just specify, are we using, what I've renamed them the core countries for, like Brazil, Cameroon. So the core countries, are we using the ECOWAS countries? Are we using the CMAC countries? Are we using all countries? We want to be able to just change that in like 1 or 2 lines of exploration, and nothing else should change other than like what is pre-processed. And the pickle files didn't want to I have a very limited knowledge of them. And between me, the internet, and ChatGPT, I couldn't figure out how to have that sort of interactive functionality the way that we wanted it to work. So I went in a different direction. I wrote our pre-processing as a Python class. And that's actually been working out really, really nicely. I maintained my work for the pickle file so I could share it.
Okay.
I'm not using it, but I figured there's probably like some super easy solution that I don't know about. So I ended up moving the flag into a function as a part of my troubleshooting process. And so I have everything here that was basically there before. I have the percentage conversion function. I took all of the steps of creating the DFD DFA list, running the percentage column stuff, and having combined data frames. I made that into one function altogether called create DF lists. And then I was trying to use the pickle pre-processing logic to, have all data store where depending on the value of use countries, we have the different countries poured over. And the issue I kept running into, see if I can just share this entire screen instead of the entire window. Because I'm going to be flipping between files. So even though over here I have it as none, and I had to pick something here, otherwise I get my value error of you have to choose one of the values, which is, a good sanity check. When I try to change it to ECOWAS, for example, I still get my core countries. So I fought with this a little while. I tried a couple of different solutions, but what ended up being the beautiful, beautiful solution that I'm super proud of is I have a GDP preprocessing.py file now that has one class that is preprocessing, and that has all of the stuff basically in here that's kind of tucked into functions into one class. So I have my data load function, I have my convert function, my df create function, the percentage conversion, which somewhere, hold on, it's actually lower. In df create here, I do have this section kind of marked off saying that this portion may change if we decide to we don't use a percentage conversion if we use divide by population instead. So I have my create df lists, and that is this class, right? And the beautiful thing is I go over here, and I can delete all this. I just kept it to show it you. But if I go into, if I import pre-processing in 2 lines of code, I have all of the countries, right? And then if I were to change this from core to ECOWAS, for example, and run it again, it just switches the countries.
No, the problem is, though, that you're still recreating the data each time. And what you want to do is just store the data so you don't recreate it, that you just pull it off the data file. So you're still recreating the data each time you run this file.
Okay. I might have misunderstood what we were trying to do.
Well, let's see.
I thought
Hey. I had a file there that said pre-processing. Did you use that file?
Yeah, I duplicated it and I started from there, and that's what ended up.
No, I don't see that there's any, that all you have to do is append 4 lines of code to store the 3 data sets in a pickle file. I'm not sure why you're having trouble with that.
Would you like to show me?
Sure. Well, let's see. Let me look at the trouble. What's the trouble that you had?
You said it's 4 lines of code. I did research. I worked on this all day. This was the solution that I got that ended up working because I couldn't get the pickle file solution to work.
Well,
it's 4 lines of code.
Where's the pickle? Where's the pickle code that you tried? Where is that?
It's right here. So that's what I started by going through this one.
All right. No, you don't need to define a function. You just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Could
so
you show me, please?
Let's see. All right. No, I want to see your code again. I want to see why there's a problem. Show me your code again. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. And what's your file name? So let me see what the error is.
So the error, and I did start by, I started by going through,
the error is that you always get the same,
so just
that you always get the same.
To reiterate, yeah.
Right.
No matter what I do, it doesn't matter how I change use countries, I get the first set that it's hard-coded into. I need to go around hard-coding it into something.
Okay, let's see. So let me go, because I'm not familiar with your file. I'm going to go ahead and use mine. You can possibly do this with yours.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, let me share my screen. Let me close this nasty WebEx because it's useless. It's just taking up resources. Okay. And let's see what's going on. Here we go. Am I sharing my screen yet? Maybe not.
Not yet, no.
Okay. So I'm going to take my file, and maybe there's something that I'm missing, but no, it's not this, it's research, right? I have to go to research, and then I go to Cameroon, and then I go to GDP, and then I go to, let's see, so I'll take the one that so let's see, this is the one I started. Its time. Okay, let's see. All right, so all right, so here we have this. Okay, so we have this, and then so you have those flags, okay. And here, all right. So so we can try this. So what I want to do. So we have all of this stuff, and then at the end, what do we have at the end? We have, all right, we have DFD list, we have DFA list. Let me just save those two. Okay, so let me go to the pickle file. So I want to do something like this. So I'll use ChatGPT. So let's see. So I have 2 lists in Python. I want to save them. them using pickle. And then I want okay, the pickle file name. Okay, the pickle file name should be let's see, data. Well, let me put it in quotes. Data plus, and then I'll put this here. And then this is countries. Let's see. Those countries. Okay. Okay. Where countries? Well, let's see. Data plus countries. Okay. Where countries is a variable. Okay. Okay. All right, so let me copy this. I'll put it at the end here. Now I may want to save more stuff. These are just the two that I see here. I think I do want to save more stuff. So import pickle. We don't need this. We don't need this. Actually, it's not countries. The file name is going to be use countries. Okay, so we take this. Okay. So it should be this. Okay. All right. So there we go. So here we have this. And so it's not list 1 and list 2. It's these two. It's DFD list, DFA list. And then I certainly don't, and I don't actually need this. All right. Now, so then I want to say is, okay, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, I also want code to recover. Okay, so I also want code to recover the data. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So I'll copy this code, and I'll put that in a different cell. This is just to check. You still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, okay. So I'll make another cell. I think I can do escape B to make a cell below. Yeah, okay. All right, so here I'll paste it here. I don't need the inpickle again. And then here, I don't need this because I already have the country. So I already have the file name here. I already have the file name, so that's good. Okay, and then so here I can have list 1 and list 2. I can still call that list 1 and list 2. I don't think I want to print everything. I'm not sure what I can print, but because it's too long, right? We'll have to figure out what to print later. It's just to make sure this code compiles. So we've got that. All right, so what this should do, if I run this twice, it should create 2 different data files. So right now I'm using this. So I'll go ahead and run it. Okay, it's running. I think. Let's see what happened. Looks like something happened that screwed up. What happened? Oh, it looks like... Oh, that's a function. Because that's just a function. This first one is just a function, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Okay, short names. Def converted premium. Okay. These are all just functions. Okay. All right. So it hasn't done anything. Okay. All right, so let's see.
You'll have to scroll down some more.
No, I have to run this, don't I? I haven't run this one yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you ran all cells.
No, I didn't run all cells. I just run one at a time. Right here. The country names is not defined. Why not? What changed? What changed? Why does it not work anymore? Because I didn't make any changes except, let me see. Okay, the country names is here, so I'm not sure why it says it doesn't know what country names is. So let me try this again. I'll run this again. I'm still getting error. Maybe I put country names in the wrong place. But it looks to me like country names. Oh, here. That's why. That should be SA. Okay. All right, now we're good. Okay, let's try again. And I think it just ran because it doesn't take long. I think it just ran, so I'll just do this and then I'll do this. All right, here we go. It's going to do the countries. And it'll take a little while. Okay, so this should all be expected. Did you do something like this?
Oh yeah, I can get the pickle file to load. Like I can get it to load the countries in one data file and then save them and then port over to the other. What I can't get it to do is to change based off of what we're trying to see.
Okay, well let's see. So what's in this list that I can see, that I can query, that would tell me if I have the right, let's see, these lists here, this df create, and what's in df create. I can just try print dfd list of 0 and see what happens. It's probably going to be too big.
But by that, you know how we have the flag use countries?
Yes.
I'm trying to change the value of use countries and see different countries.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. For instance, I did this one here. Now, and then I'm going to change. Then I'm going to. Well, why don't I just go ahead and do that? I'm going to go ahead and change this here all. Now we can check and make sure that it did create the pickle file. It should have created the pickle file in the same directory. It should be called data something. There it is. So there's the pickle file, right there. All right. So let's create the other pickle file. And then here we have. So I'm going to say use countries equals all. Okay. Now we should be able to see if it's processing them all. So let's go and do this, and then process them all.
And this was the knowledge about pickle files I feel like I was lacking, that it creates a separate file in the directory that we can just access that afterwards. Because I thought we needed a more interactive functionality where in the new data set we need to be able to set a different value for use countries and we'll get the different set of countries. And there was not a way where I could do that and generate the pickle file simultaneously because that's not how pickle files work. And I now see that.
Yeah. So now we have all the data stored, and we don't have to rerun it again. And it should work. It should come up and be able to get the data. So that pretty much takes care of the pre-processing. So since you are struggling with that, I guess you didn't go on to the the second part.
I had just started the process of porting over graphs and other portions of like data exploration into the new file, but I will have to. That's based off of this class method, so I'll have to start over.
Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. You still have the. Let's look at your file. You certainly don't have to start over. Which file are we looking at?
GDP study data exploration.
GDP study. Why isn't it showing? Why isn't it showing? Maybe did you put it? Are you working in Dropbox or somewhere else?
I am working in Dropbox, but I've had syncing errors before, so let me just try syncing it really quick.
Right. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Here we go. It's this one here. GDP study data exploration.
Yeah.
So it's this one here. 14 minutes ago. Okay.
Yes.
Good. No, you certainly don't need to redo everything. You just need to pick a load and get the data from there. That's all. Okay, let's see. So, all right, well, you do have it here. So you have this here. So, but are you not using this? Oh, I see. This is what wasn't working.
It was a misunderstanding of how pickle files work.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's see. So now we have to. All right. So let's see what you're doing. Where's your class stuff? So we can delete this. Well, we'll keep it because we can probably use it. Where's your class stuff?
That's in a separate file called gdp_preprocessing.py.
But all right. But you said that the data exploration. You said you had started working on data exploration. And you had started you started using the class file. Is that right, or did I misunderstand?
If you scroll
down. Okay.
Scroll down. So this is what I mean by starting to move things over, but having it so that it can be for any country.
Okay.
I literally just started this part. I got to the time series section of the code.
Well, do you have?
I hadn't gotten farther than that.
Is there somewhere you use the class? Oh, right here. Yes, right here. Yes, I see. I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Here. Preprocessed data. Okay. So what you have is this here. You have DFD, DFA, DFC, country names, and short names. Now you don't have DFD list and DFA list.
DFD and DFA are the lists.
Are the lists? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we can go back. All we need to do is go back and save these things, and then it's fine. So let me just take this here.
I don't know if that's. I feel like that's creating extra steps.
Let's see. What I'm going to do is I just so let's see. These are what I want. Now DFD is DFD list. Okay, so I'm going to call this save list.
So the reason I think this is creating extra steps is that the way that this class portion of code is written, it's so that you can change the value of used countries in that line preprocess_data equals preprocessing used countries. Like you can change it from core to ECOWAS to CMAP or all,
yeah, that's fine.
Depending on what you're trying to look at.
That's a minor change. That's a minor change. It's a minor change. All right, now let's see. Do we have a DFC in this code? What corresponds to DFC in this code? Oh, I see. So how was DFC created?
It's just the combined differences in actual values together. So instead of having like a 20,
no, but where was it created? Where was it created?
It's created in the class Python file.
All right. Well, shouldn't it be created here? Because that's
so the reason it was created in the class Python file is again because there was a massive misunderstanding about how pickle files worked, and so I wrote it in a way that it was producing what I thought we were trying to get.
All right. So let's see. So show me where you're producing DFDC.
Okay. If you go to the gdp_preprocessing.py file.
Oh, okay. And gdp_preprocessing.py. Maybe it's at the bottom. That should open for me. But it's funny because I don't see it here. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Good. All right, so let's see. So you got this stuff.
It's towards the bottom.
Okay. All right, because that's just...
Well, actually, let me get you the exact line number. That'll be easier. It's line 258.
Okay. All right, now here I see this stuff here. Yes. All this stuff. So it seems to me that so looks like what you got here is new DFA, copy this. I think what I want here is this combined DFs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
DFD, DFA. I think that's all it is. I think that's all it is. Because it's just a deep copy. It's just a deep copy. Okay, so that will create my DFD. That will create my combined list. And, okay. And it actually creates it as a entire, and it does the merge also. Okay. All right, but that should be it. So let's go back to where we are. I think we're back here. Yes. Okay. So put this in here. Okay. So just let's see. I think I can just do Shift Tab. Go back. Okay. Now this is not. This is going to be DFD list, and DFA list. No, DFD. No, that's right. DFD and DFA. That's fine. And then this should be in zip. This should just be DFD list and DFA list. Okay, and then this should be DFA list. Okay. All right. So we're good there. And then this is going to be what I want here is combined DFs. All right. Now it looks like we also want. I deleted it, but we also want country names and short names. So let's see if we have a country names here. Do we have? Oh, here. Well, and then that's country name. Okay, country names. Okay.
Country names is defined based off of what use countries is in the first cell.
Okay. And then we want, what's the last one? Short names. Let's see if we have short names here. Yeah, we have a short names here too.
That's also defined in the first cell.
So you got this. So that's my save list. And then here, I instead of this I call it save list. Okay. All right. So we got that. And then now we'll have to rerun this. And then let's go back here. So we don't need this. Instead of this, I think we can just, should I make a copy of this? Okay.
You can just create a new notebook.
Yeah. Well, I do want a copy. I think this is going to, we'll just say make a copy like that. Because I don't want you to, I mean, you can use the work that you have. It's really we will use this, and then this will actually be good. I think we can use this the way it is, but I need the file name. So I'm going to need file name equals, and then we'll figure out what that is in a minute. And then this should be fine. That should show me. That should show me what I got. That's actually good. That's actually good. Okay. And then we don't need this. Okay. And then I'm not sure what this is.
So in the spirit of trying to have less of the pre-processing work in the data exploration file, I created another class that does the norm merge, depending on if we use differences or not.
Does the what?
Merging the normalized data to find the Pearson correlation.
Well, all right, we'll leave it in there for now. I'm not sure. I mean, it's better if we can just do all the pre-processing before we start doing this. Let's see. So you're saying normalize the data.
So that's code that we had for a while. I put it into a class and made it so we could access it somewhere else.
I'm trying to think what the use of that is. So it's normalizing the data. We could just create separate variables that have the normalized data and leave that in the pre-processing. That would probably be the best solution. So you said normalized data. You normalize the data to compute correlations. Is that what you said?
So in the original code, we have a section that computes the correlations with the GDP per capita of the various factors. And that's our Pearson correlation section. That is just one of the first things we do with the data. And we do that with a version of the data frame that is both merged into one, instead of being like the individual country ones, it's merged into one, and it's also normalized. And so we have a couple of cells that are dedicated to doing that. One of them takes the case, okay, are we looking at the differences, or are we looking at the actual data? And you had created a flag called use differences that was dedicated to separating based off of that. And we have some logic for what our data frame is called based off of stuff of that nature. And then based off of this normalized merged data frame, that's how we compute the Pearson correlations. And so what I did is I
don't think that you have to normalize. I think correlation will be the same whether you normalize or not.
So this is actually code that I got directly from you. I didn't choose to normalize.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just rethinking it. I think that it's not necessary to normalize to get correlations. Let's just comment this for now. It might be useful, but I think that you're using it here.
So if we want to do the time series that we did in the original data code we will need this norm merge.
No, we don't. No, we don't. What we want now is
we don't want to do the time series.
We want to do cross-country comparisons, and those were individual country. So we're trying to get that was exploratory, but right now I want to focus on variable selection. We might come back and put it in later, but we want to get on track with variable selection. That's the important thing. So let me see what I wrote. Because my memory is not good. Okay, let's see. Here, that's it. All right, so I think I want to go down to the 5 September. There we go. All right, so this is okay. We may have to do something, and I think Bob has been working on this. I think we'll have this by Wednesday, so don't worry about that. We'll fix that. Okay. How about the prior differences?
Yeah, that's in there.
That's in there? Okay, great. Let me double check the code just to make sure. So that should be in, is that this one here?
It's in the .py file, not any of the notebooks.
Oh, it's in the .py file. So we'll have to bring that also.
Now that I know what you want me to do with the pickle file, I can move forward with what I was trying to do. I have the previous instead of the next done in like a function, and like yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then this needs to go in the preprocessing. All right, and then here it says okay. Now here I said 2 separate data frames in the combined data frame. So I want the lists. I think I want the lists and the data frames, because now it's a list. It's not a data frame. So I want the lists. I do want the list, but
you wanted the DFD list, the DFA list, and the DFC list.
Yeah, but I also want them combined, like here. In fact, you don't have DFC list.
That's what
you don't.
That's yeah.
DFC list is not. This one is not a list. It's combined already. You look at the code here. So I mean, we don't need a DFC list. That's fine, because we can get that from DFA list to DFD list. But where is it? Let me go back here and I can find out the preprocessing one. This one. Don't know why it's taking so long, but it's fine. All right, so so far, yeah, we possibly don't need these percentage conversions. So far, we have DFA list and DFD list, and then this is combined DFs. Now, I think that. So, what are we calling the combined DFD and the combined DFA? What are we calling that?
I called it DFC.
No, all right. No, this is DFC. That's combined DFD and DFA. But I think that we just called it. We just called it when we have the DFD in a single data frame. We just called it DFD. So why don't I just call this just so that we are on the same page? So we'll call this DFC like this, and then this one here we can make this DFC. Oops, sorry. Okay, and then I do want DFA, DFA, DFB, DFA, DFD. Okay, do I want DFA first? No, I want DFD first because I have the other one. DFD, DFA. All right, so it's going to save those, and then when we load the pickle file, we'll have to make sure to use the same names, right? Because now we have 1, 2, 3.
So DF create.
Yeah, go ahead.
DF create will generate a DFD and a DFA.
I can.
But the way that we've written it,
I can just do it here. I just do it this way. Do A and D, and then here. Then this is just going to be DFD.
You're talking about merged files there. Okay.
Yeah. So that puts all the countries together. The list has the countries separate. This puts all the countries together in a single data frame. And I think we may need both. Whoops, I should do DFD and DFA like that. Okay, and then this is going to be. And then here, I don't need both of these. And I don't need the zip for DFA in DFA list.
That one's DFD.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, we need to be careful about that. Okay, good catch. And then this is going to be DFA in DFA list. Oh, yeah, it's complicated. I think that's what the best, because sometimes we may need all the countries together separate, and sometimes we may not. So let's go ahead and run this and make sure everything actually works. And it will overwrite the previous file. So if I do this, and then run it again. Whoops. Okay. I forget? I forgot the in. Yes. Okay. 4 is the 4. I forgot the in.
Is it going to make a difference that you have pd.concat df_d and then, okay, you see it.
Yeah, that's certainly want to do that. I think I have all the variables right. So let's try again. Save it and run again. See if we get it. There we go. So the idea is that hopefully this does all the pre-processing. We may bring the normalization in, but I think we may not need that for now. You can just do the correlation without the normalization, I think. All right, well, this looks like it's going to work. Let's look at the next part here. So we definitely have to do prior differences. That's something that still needs to be done. So this one is done. So those are done. So I can cross those out. You still there? Guess I lost you.